A very good morning, Zimbabwe, and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network, where we continue to take a look on what's happening in the nation of Zimbabwe without fear, without favor. President Advocate Nelson Chamisa spoke about a beautiful country called Zimbabwe, and it's something which is very, very important for us to take a look upon. He says, "A beautiful Zimbabwe, our country, is such a beautiful blessing from God, and for sure." We have a very, very, very 100% beautiful country from God. And Zimbabwe is one of the most beautiful countries which we have in this world. And he says that a beautiful country, beautiful weather, and beautiful people. And he spoke much about Chimani in the Eastern Islands. And it's a stunning and amazing, beautiful country. And he then noted one of the most important things which must be fixed, the ugly politics right here in the nation of Zimbabwe. Which means for our people to enjoy this beautiful country, we need to fix our politics. We must have politics of inclusion. We must have politics of equality, politics of the rule of law, politics of respect, politics of having a mutual ground as a country, a politics of commitment. And it's something which is very, very important for us to recognize, which means our politics, our social life, our economy, these things must move together. That is what is going to bring Zimbabwe onto the map. Once we fix that, once we are able to bring each and everything to order, then you start to see things happening differently in our nation, Zimbabwe. So if you look at it, God gave us everything. God gave us a blessing in Zimbabwe. We have gold reserves, platinum reserves, chrome reserves, we have lithium reserves, we have possibilities of oil reserves as well. We have the best weather for agriculture. We have the best terrain for building dams. We have the best land for agriculture. So you put it together, you have capabilities to build dams and places to build those dams. You then have that fertile land. You have that the best weather. So you can actually see that when it comes to the issues of success, Zimbabwe can 100% do agriculture, sustain itself, sustain its people, become the breadbasket of Africa and the world again. For example, right now there is a war in Ukraine and Russia. This was an advantage for us to be on the map, making sure that we feed the region, making sure that we feed Africa. But it's not happening because of the kind of leadership which we have. So if we had the best leadership, you could have seen Zimbabwe becoming the best exporter in terms of agricultural products. Because of that war in Ukraine, we were supposed to utilize that advantage. And also, you could have actually seen, at this point in time, gold is very, very, very high in terms of value. This is a season you could have seen Zimbabwe selling most of its gold, doing developments, rapid developments across, but it's not happening. If you look at the way gold is being mined, then move it to development, we are slowly developing, highly mining. That is something which we must be questioned. Look at how the world is becoming more electric, which means we need more batteries. But our country is not prioritizing manufacturing batteries as a priority. They will just talk about it, but they are not prioritizing it. So look at it in such a way. If Zimbabwe was manufacturing its own batteries, we won't be complaining about load shedding. I just want to explain something. If we work properly as a nation with a plan, you can actually see that urban areas, urban setups can be used to generate solar power. What it means is we put in systems in our residential areas where people can mount solar on their rooftops. You can mount a 5 kVA system. What we do is that we make gas cheaper by simply removing duty and probably tax on gas, which means our gas is now cheap to the people. Our people can now afford gas, which means people can now cook using gas. We make gas stoves cheaper by simply removing duty and tax. Once we have done that, we then put in place safety measures and inspectors to make sure that whenever people are using gas, they are using it more safe. Once we have done that, we then make it a policy to say people must sell electricity to ZESA, which means households in the urban areas will just put solar at their rooftops. Install a 5 kVA system, a 10 kVA system, depending on your capability or ability. Then you feed the rest or the surplus into the grid. With the hybrid inverters which we have, you can actually see that they during the day, they charge the batteries to full capacity, and then they stop charging the batteries and they start using the solar energy directly, which is an advantage. So you can actually see that during out the day, you could actually see the country being able to generate most of its electricity, and the people will be selling some units to ZESA. And, you know, during that particular period, you'd see that the more energy is then dedicated and prioritized to the industry. So it's simple, because fridges can be run at low power, TVs can be run at low power, all these other items can be run at low power. Unless in cases where people are now doing other things, for example, welding, they're doing repairs, they're doing carpentry, etc. That is where they have dedicated power from the electricity sources. So imagine if Zimbabwe was making batteries, and then we sell those batteries at a cheaper price, which means our people do have battery banks. They store more energy during the day, and during the night, they sell that energy, because somebody will be knowing, okay, during the night, mostly people are sleeping, they just need power for fridges and lights, and you are selling the rest of your power. It's simple as that. And the hybrid systems, you know, the advantage of the hybrid systems is that even if you exhaust each and every power in your batteries, you then switched over to AC. Automatically, you switch over to AC. So it's beautiful, because you'd be seeing that people will be actually having the ability to switch over smoothly. Once you utilize your power, you then switch over smoothly to AC, well, coming from the grid. It's something which can be done if Zimbabwe is serious about it. But it's just that our leaders, they are too regulating. It's something which we can do. Look at how they comfortably live in Borodale, in their own residential areas, in the urban areas right there. They comfortably enjoy what we are talking about right here, which means it's something which can be implemented if we have serious people. So with all this beauty, Zimbabwe has nothing to show. It's because of leadership failure. It's because of our politics. Let us fix it. Let us make sure that we deal with the fundamentals. And once we have fixed the politics, everything is going to fall into place. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming. There are a lot of issues which we can talk about, and which can bring a sustainable Zimbabwe, a better Zimbabwe, a beautiful Zimbabwe for all. But we need leadership which is going to listen to people, make sure that each and every idea presented, they tap into that idea and they develop it utilize it and benefit the whole country. So thank you very much, everyone, for coming this morning, and may the God Lord bless you.